So SOS, Anna, this webinar is collection of the most frequently asked questions that you send to me on everyday basis via email or in the courses that I run. I allowed myself to list them. So if you find yourself in these questions, don't feel offended. No one knows that it's you, but we will use this opportunity to help others, because I believe that we are here to support one another and to move forward as a collective, as a group of people who have the same desire, who have the same dreams, that we can support one another in such a way. And I can support you by being the link that connects all of you, and I can inspire you and share with you a piece of advice and a piece of my experience that hopefully will help you. Okay. This is the list of so-called hot potatoes, things that everyone is struggling with, and things that I see from the perspective of the teacher that are blocking you most and that are causing you so often to be withheld for months or weeks at one exercise or one thing, or are causing you not to be able to advance or to make 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, and to advance like that, like a boomerang, some sort of motion that you cannot really take off and get to where you want. Okay, so let's start. So the first hot potato that I want to discuss, first thing that causes people not to be able to achieve what they want to achieve, is not being aware how they create their own reality. So I call it, this is the question that I am very frequently asked, so I cannot be angry at my horse anymore? Well, of course you can be angry, you can be upset, you can be disappointed, you can be depressed, you can be, this is your choice. But if we look at how the reality is functioning, if we look into the quantum physics, we have to be aware, you have to be aware that everything that you emanate in the given moment is becoming your reality in the next moment. And this is not new age talk, this is not wishful thinking, this is not being naive, this is simply how the world is functioning. Your higher self, that some people call consciousness, I call your true self, others call your soul or the divine particle within yourself, is very responsive to your wishes. But until you get very connected, until you are really super aware how you can create your everyday reality, you don't know when, in which moments you are really connected and in which moments you are tuning in to this divine particle within yourself, and in which moments you are telling it what you really want. The thing is that on this deeper layer, your true self doesn't recognize whether something is evil or good. It doesn't hold within itself any moral value. So whatever you are saying, like, oh, I'm so angry, this is so unfair, I am so pissed off, your true self doesn't know that this is not what you want. It only hears that this is what you say, and it assumes that you want more of it. And it is the experience of many of my clinics that people see me meeting a horse that is looking like this and that. I think that the most like magnificent moment we had while I was giving a clinic in Belgium. We had this beautiful moment when I met a mare that was in heat. I later learned that this mare used to be in such very big hormonal hits that owners couldn't do with her anything whenever she was in heat. She needed to be on medication and under supervision of the vet. So they brought this mare to the clinic. And of course, in the new space, in the new stable, the mare immediately went into the heat. And I didn't know about what sort of problems the mare has. And I met her with innocence, and I was just absolutely happy, and I was just like absolutely delighted with the mare, with anything good that she was doing. When we started the clinic, the mare immediately pulled the tail up, and she started her hormonal roller coaster. She started peeing, running, crying, you know, she was all over the place. And I was still happy. I was looking at the nanofracture of the second when she was turning ear to me, and I was thanking her in my heart. And it looked very boring for the first hour. It looked very boring for the second hour. And then on the third hour, on the third training, something clicked, and the mare became the most connected, calm horse, super tuned, responding to the energy. She could walk by me and her owner, that was, by the way, a few months pregnant at that time. So she was at the beginning very like anxious whether she will be able to train with that mare. Because she was so excited, the mare was so hyper excited. But this gratitude turned the things around. And to answer this question sent to me by many students, yes, you can be angry, of course. Yes, you can be upset. Yes, you can pull your hair out from your head. You can be pissed off. You can be negative. Of course, you have free will. But then please don't be upset that your next session is worse than today's session. Please don't be surprised that your future is more negative than your present moment, because this is precisely what you asked for. This is how it works. Remember that we perceive only around 5% of the reality. You don't see everything that is really there. To be precise, we only see 5% of the reality that is around us. This is how much we can perceive with our senses that are tuned only to the energies of the lower vibrations that can be manifested. We are not aware of all the communication that is happening as we live, as we are with our horses. Don't be negative. You have the right to be upset, but remember that in the world of energy, there are no empty moments. Everything that you do, everything that you emanate, every single action, every single thought, every single emotions that you emanate has a power to come back to you, magnified by 2, by 3, by 10. If you are taking some classes about attracting things into your life, remember that it works both ways. So as much as you gain power and energy and skills to call to you and the good things, remember that until you master yourself, your connection with your higher self, with your true self, with the inner emptiness, your divine element, divine particle, it can be happening in all random moments that you will think about something and this will happen. So be careful. Be careful what you think, be careful what you feel, because every negative as well as every positive, it has the power to come back to you. Another hot potato, another thing that I have here with me on my list is getting tamed by your patterns, by your assumptions. And this I call I will never. And whenever I meet a new student or someone starts with me training and I hear that they say something like, I will never do something, or I will never set boundaries with my horse, or I will never be strong with my horse, or I will never use treats, or I will never use beat, or I will never do this and that, I already know that this is precisely what is going to happen between them and your horse, because nature doesn't like being tamed. Nature loves freedom. Nature loves freedom of expression. So whenever we put some sort of a pattern, some sort of a net, some sort of net of expectations between us and our horses, this is precisely what is going to happen. Not so long ago, I've been abroad giving clinic in Switzerland, and I met there with my beautiful student and her horse. They are super close. She has the horse since he was a tiny baby, and she kind of assumed that they will be best friends and that they will be like twin flames souls. And of course the horse is totally different than she imagined. He loves very direct leadership. He feels safer when she's strong. He feels better when she's direct. It's not his kind of a dream to be her twin flame, at least not in the way as she imagined. And this is a beautiful thing, because horses exercise our flexibility perfectly. And I am sure that you also have such experiences, and you have such horses in your life that pushed your boundaries and that caused you to do or feel or believe or exercise things that you thought that you will never do this. And this is good, because a part of being a human being is to be flexible, is to expand in all direction, because we cannot plan growth. I often tell my students, especially one of them, she is visiting me quite often, that if you have some sort of plans for yourself, it is like you are a salad, you are a salad growing, but you are using fertilizer for roses. Because in your plan, in your divine plan, Queen Anna or Queen Margaret or Queen Alicia or Queen Cathy assumed that they are roses, but reality is that they are just a salad, and here comes a big wake-up call. So the fertilizer for the rose is not really functioning for the salad, and the salad cannot grow optimally. And the quest of life is not to grow in the direction that you imagined or planned for yourself, but to grow into the direction that is really real, that is true. And the best way, because we don't really know, this is, it's like being a blind gardener. So it's best not to use any specific fertilizers and just support life in all possible directions, and just support growth and health and life, and not assume that you will never do this or you will never do that, because you don't know what you will have to do to support growth and to support life of your horse and yours with him. Another thing that I very much love is the absolute lack of effective leadership. Yes, this is what another thing that I often see. And I've been watching some time ago on Netflix, there is this fantastic series about a cottage in Alaska, and several players fighting to get this cottage, to inherit this cottage from the current owners. And these people are doing some quests in Alaska. Of course, they are not experienced to live in such conditions and in such wilderness, and they have to do some quests. And I was so happy to see one of the quests when they had to go from point to A to B without maps, just using common sense and their like survival instinct in the wildness. And they were observed by the expert, and the whole group wanted generally to go, let's say, this direction, but there was one guy who very rightfully so he wanted to go in different direction, but the group like kind of talked him over, and at the end he followed the group, and of course they got lost and they needed to be saved by the producers, and everyone engaged in the filming of the episode. And at the end there was a very experienced traveler that was there to give them points, you know, for their survival skills. And everyone thought that because the guy that was right but didn't follow his instinct, couldn't manage to convince others to follow him, he was convinced and others were convinced that he will get maximum points, because of course he knew where to go. He felt it, he somehow knew it, whether it was his experience or just common sense or sixth sense or some magical powers, he knew where to go. But to surprise of everybody, and not to my surprise, he got 0 points. Why so? Because knowing what to do and not making it happen is absolute disaster. It's even worse than not knowing what to do and getting lost and needing to be saved by others. Because if you know where to do and you give up and you don't manage to convince others that you are right and that everyone should follow this direction, and you just passively observe how all the group is getting lost, it gives you 0 points. And in taking care of horses, it can be sometimes the matter of life and death. So here I deal with many students that tell me, yes, my horse was in the training, I knew that this training is bad, but the trainer was so good and nice and very respected, but I saw my horse suffering and I saw that it's getting worse and worse, and I am asking why you kept going, why it lasted 3 years instead of 3 weeks or 3 days or maybe 3 minutes, why you allowed it to happen. So lack of effective leadership is worse than not knowing what to do, than being totally blind and just trusting that this is the right path. The same goes for the trimming, the same goes for the medical care. Sometimes owners tell me, yeah, I knew that this is not the right thing to do, but my vet was so persisting and he has degree and university behind him. Who cares? Who cares? This is your horse. If you know direction, you have the sixth sense. At the end of the day, no one will pay the vet bills, the training bills for you. No one will stay with this horse to save him later after this abusive training, and no one will pay your bills and spend hours with your horse retraining and trying to make him forget what has been taught. Effective leadership. When you know where to go, it's your goddamn responsibility to make it happen. Don't be like this guy that just observed everyone getting lost, nodding his head and saying, yeah, I knew this is not the right direction. Don't become this guy. No one will give you medal at the end of the day for just knowing what should or would have been done. No one will give you medal for knowing what to do. The medals are only given to those who did the right things. Remember, okay? Okay, I think it's enough about that. Let's move on. Sabotaging your own success. I think this is the absolute most common thing that I see that people do. And the quote I noted is, do you see how bad it goes? So here many of you can maybe find yourself that sometimes we are so engaged in proving that our horse is so crazy, that the situation is so severe, that we are so much in the shithole that we forget that this is our life. And that actually by enjoying and proving everyone around how bad it goes, we are not moving forward. We are sabotaging our own success. Often it happens when I give life training, when I, of course, with the new students, because my older students who are with me longer, they know there is no chance that I will buy this kind of crap. That once you enter with me the training arena, you have to leave all the high school crap behind the doors to the arena, behind the gate. But many times with the new students, we go through this little phase that they try this with me, of course, unconsciously, because once while you do something, it is unconscious. Therefore, you run in circles. Therefore, you paddle against the current because you don't know better. And this is absolutely fine. Therefore, we meet here so we can laugh at our mistakes, that we can make fun of one another, and we can grow our awareness. So you don't have to do the same mistakes. So you can see from the comfort of sitting behind your phone or behind your computer screen right now. So you can see, this is me. So do you see how bad it goes? Do you see I am trying this technique? It's not working. You see? Look, I am relaxing. Look, I am clenching and relaxing my fist, and my horse is biting me. Remember, no one is responsible for your own success, only you. At the end of the day, the trainer will go home. The trainer will forget about your training more or less the same day. You are responsible for your own success. You have to take care of your own success. Once you put this bridle, saddle, or this halter on your horse's head, you have to be 100% committed to the success. You cannot be there to be in the theater of, you see how bad it goes? Do you see how bad it goes? Do you see, I tried, it doesn't work. It's not a theater. It's not a high school theater. It's your life. You have to pull yourself together and you have to make it happen. No one else will work there for your success, only you. You have to be responsible, emotionally available for your horse and for your trainer, and mature enough to take the training from the beginning till the end. Okay, another thing. Let's move on. Pride. Oh my God. I think that we are all guilty of that. Some more, some less. For some, it's like 1%, for others, it's 100%. But the quote, Anna, why is this happening to me? You know, why? I bought this horse, this super expensive horse. I paid 80,000 euro for this horse and I cannot compete. Why is this happening to me? Last time I checked in my dreams, in my dream book, it was not there. I was competing, I was winning, I had the best time with my horse. Why is this happening to me? Sorry for being a little bit theatrical right now, but I want to keep you cheerful. I want to make it fun, because laughing at our mistakes, laughing from our mistakes, making laugh at each other is the best medicine. So let's continue. Why? I am training relaxation. I am doing relaxation training with my horse already 2 days. I put so much effort and my horse is still not relaxing. Why it happened to me? You see? Last time I checked in my dreams, my horse was already relaxing. Why is not happening to me? We are so full of pride, and the society is feeding this pride. You see, Marvel students, thank you for coming to my seminar. Dear listeners, thank you for watching our program. Fantastic students, thank you for attending our workshop. We are all fed with the false sensation that we are special. And the more we believe in that, the harder it is to face the sad and very truthful reality that we are absolutely not important, that we are small, that sometimes the journey is not about us, that your horse is lame not because he wanted to upset you, because you made plans and for this week you made a plan to go hiking with friends and you cannot do that because your horse is lame, but because simply he has health issues. And there is no reason to feel upset, and there is no reason to take it personally, and there is no reason why you should be angry, be furious, because you planned something, because you wanted to have training with your trainer and it's raining. How dare it? You see, we can be even angry at such innocent things as weather. Why this mud, where when I do everything possible to keep my horse's feet perfect, why I have so much mud? Why the ground is so hard? It's winter, but why the F ground it's so hard? Because I want to practice trotting and my horse has thin soles. Why is that happening to me? Pride, vanity, seeing yourself as being so big that everything has to bend, reality has to bend to suit your desires and to suit your needs and to fit into what you imagined. Why this trainer is not teaching me what I imagined? Why we are doing so simple things? Because Queen Margaret, Queen Zuza, Queen Annie, and Queen Birgit imagined that they will be doing different things during these trainings because they feel that they desire or need something else. But again, it's not about you. The journey with horses show us so beautifully brutally. There is brutality in this beauty and beauty in this brutality, that the journey is not about us, that you are just a servant, that you are just a helper, that you are just an accelerator, a link that makes something possible, something bigger, something more important. That your horse is not getting sarcoids under the girth to upset you because you had such a great plans for your future, but because he is ill and he needs your help. And in the same way as we are not getting angry at a child, that it takes for the child extra long time to tie shoe laces before walking to the kindergarten, going to the kindergarten, and we are not getting upset because we simply understand this is how much time the child needs. In the same way, why you get upset at the weather, at the surface, at other people that cross your path, that make you turn, that make you stop at exactly moment when you wanted to extend on the diagonal, you see? We think that we are so important. But horses show us all the time that we are so small, that we are not important, that our dreams and desires are nothing. They are dust on the surface of the universe, of extreme depth and width and unbelievable size. This is just a particle of a dust. And there is a lot of good in that. There is a lot of goodness in that, because in the moment you realize that you are so small, that you are not Kardashians observed by millions of people through 12 seasons and 20 episodes each season, that this is good, because it also means that no one is attached to who you are, and that you can change any moment, any second of your life, and that this change can be beautiful, can happen instantly, and that you can change as many times as you need and as many times as you want. And that this change is possible because you are so small, because no one is attached to who you are. Ready to move on? Okay, let's go. Lack of coming prepared to the trainings, you know? How many times it is like that we are so attached to making our horses progress, yes, that they need to progress, they need to advance. Yes, my horse, I prepare my horse, I put the protectors, I do the warm-up, I do my relaxation session before I start. How much time have you spent to prepare yourself? Have you meditated before your training session? Did you do your body mark? Have you spent at least 5 minutes maybe in a car before walking off to meet your horse in the pasture or the stables, to get prepared, to tune to your emotions, to leave the anxiety, arguings from the office and thoughts about what to cook for dinner, or being upset at your husband or workmates or children behind? No, usually it's like that. I see it like that, that people go with their, pajamas and literally like they sleepwalk right to the trainings, and they are like, I am here and now give me your best. But have you prepared yourself? Have you done your best so your horse can give you your best? Are you feeling good? Are you positive? Are you tuned? Is your body feeling good? Have you done gentle stretching? Do you feel your joints well? Have you had a good night's sleep? Did you take care of your nutrition, sleep, food? Is your stomach okay? Sometimes it's like, that we are having, cramps in the stomach, we limp with the left foot, we are still super, angry about argue that we had in the supermarket because someone dared to sneak in front of us in the queue to the cash desk. And we come with all of that and we expect our horse to be perfect. We stand there and we want our horse to do the perfect piaffer, to be super connected, to respond to our energy. Why? Why he should do that? Of course, we make here a little vault and we come to the pride, but here I want to speak about being prepared. You have to come prepared. It is impossible to have a good training if you come in whatever shape and you expect your horse to give you the best. You have to be the best for your horse to give you the best. Okay? Let's move on. So another thing is that I kind of spoke about it. I kind of couldn't wait, and I posted a little sneak peek yesterday in the post. This starts from the joke about a parrot. So a man goes to the vet with his parrot, and he says, "Oh, please help me, my parrot has a cough, look." And the vet says, "No, your parrot is perfectly fine. It is just repeating what you do. You have a cough, your parrot is perfectly fine." So many times I see that people come with the problems and they start like, "Anna, my horse, he has this huge problem. Listen, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. He has super anxiety when other horses are moving away." And I ask, "And how about you? Let's speak about a little bit about you, okay?" "No, of course, I am fine. I am Reiki teacher, I am yoga instructor, I am meditation, I am meditation practitioner since 10 years. My grandfather was a champion in dressage in Bavaria. My sister was keeping horses in the same stable as Nuno Oliveira. But let's speak about my horse, okay? How about my horse?" Some people tend to speak about their horses so much only because it keeps them away from speaking about their own problems. Sometimes it is like that we are so focused in solving our horse's problems, in wanting to speak so much about our horse's anxiety, our horse's digestive problems, our horse's inability to do flying changes, our horse's poor muscular condition, improper biomechanics. We are so much engaged into speaking about our horses and looking into their problems that we forget that in reality we are all connected. And there are so many beautiful examples. You know, I am quite a religious person. I know that it's not here religious meeting, but there is this little story about Jesus traveling with his apostles, his followers, and a woman calling to Jesus, "Jesus, please help, please help, because my daughter has these problems with demons. You know, demons are abusing my daughter." And Jesus doesn't say anything to her. He abandons her until she's so pressed, and so like taken, you know, until it shakes her to her very core. And she comes to Jesus, and he doesn't come to her. She comes to him, and she throws herself on the ground and she says, "Jesus, please help me." And then everything changes. And from this moment, he helps her and he is there with her. Why? Because she assumed that it's not her daughter who has a problem, that it's her who has a problem. And no matter if this is applicable to you and your horse, you and your husband, you and your children, you and your dog, until you seek the help in the external causes, until you seek help, you know, outside of yourself, until you think that it is your horse who has problems with these hooves, with this laminitis, with this poor digestion, with this anxiety, separation anxiety, panic attacks, behavioral issues, biting, you name it, until you realize that it is not your horse who needs help, but yourself. and until you become ready to speak about your problems, and until you are ready to humbly, really humbly look at your life and admit, yes, I may have two problems with the anxiety. I may too have problems with the digestion. I may too have problems with the skin or behavioral issues. Until you realize that you are also a part of this problem pattern, nothing can happen, nothing will happen. So I strongly advise you to, from time to time, when a teacher asks you, okay, that was a nice story, introductory story about your horse, let's look into yourself until you are able to go past, no, I am perfect, I don't have any problems, I am this Reiki healer, animal communicator, yoga teacher, life coach, and I am all set, thank you, I am all perfect, I don't need any advice here. This is all set, thank you, let's focus on my horse, until you realize that you are deeply connected and that training your horse cannot be successful without touching also you, nothing can happen, okay? Let's move on. Here we come to the last point that I want to discuss is lack of sacrifice. You see, we are so, and here we like I want to glue together all the things that we discussed. Lack of sacrifice, lack of willingness to make any sacrifices, how much we are, you know, full of attachment to what we did, to who we are, to the thoughts that we have about ourselves, how much we are tamed by the plans that we have, how much we are not aware that our thoughts and emotions are have the power to create our next moment reality, that we are not willing to make sacrifices when training the horse. And the sacrifice is ability to give away your previous plan, to give away your horse's external shape for a moment of the training, to give away your training plans, to give away something that is important. Usually it is like that right now, but I hope that it will change very soon, that most often I meet people when they are pressed against the wall. I meet people who are pressed against the wall from the sports environment. Like I want to qualify for these Olympic Games. Can you please help me? But don't tell anyone that you are helping me. Or I want to jump with my horse. You helped me so much. We are jumping now so good. We are winning. We are getting points. But please don't say on Facebook that you are training me, so that my friends don't know it, so that they don't do the same as I do, or that they don't have to know that what is my secret ingredient. Lack of sacrifice, lack of ability to give back something for your progression. Whether it is to give back something for the teacher, to write a beautiful testimonial, to be thankful for this amazing improvement that you just made, or to give the sacrifice to your horse, to tell him, take me, lead me, make me really small, and show me a greater path that you prepared for me. Because, you know, horses have these enormous magical skills that they are very much able to take us funny, small, not important humans, and they are able to make us pass our boundaries, to make us better. But for them to do that, we need to make this little sacrifice, that I sacrifice my training plans. I follow you, my horse. Please show me what we need to do in the next 11 weeks or 21 weeks. I will follow you. How many people are ready to do that? Usually they get anxious. And how about his belly? He's getting fat. Oh my God. He needs to be more slim, because my friends from the Facebook group of biomechanical training, straightening training, whatever training, they told me that if my horse is fat, is very bad for him. And you forgot that for the last 10 years, you did everything possible to keep your horse slim, and it led you absolutely nowhere. Neither your horse was super athletic, nor you were happy. Neither your horse was super connected to you, nor he was healthy. Where it has led you, all these plans, all these goals, all these friends from Facebook groups. Horses teach us to be small. Why? Because to be small, it means to be active. Many times I am part of many Facebook groups. Some of them are better, some are not so good. I am part of all of them, and I observe so many people criticizing other people who are active, who make themselves small, who put themselves out there to be criticized, to be humbled, to be wrong, simply because they try, they look for something, they dared to try, to look, to be guided by their horses as much as they understood, as much as they could follow it. They allowed themselves to be guided. And of course, no one of us is God. No one of us is 100% filled with divine particle. We will be wrong. We will be funny. Now I put myself out there after nearly 6 months of not riding. My seat is looking funny. People are criticizing. I take it in, and this is fantastic. I am grateful for every single of these critiques. Why? Because for me also it means that I started to be active, that I am putting myself out there, that I will achieve something soon because I am trying, I am looking, I am searching. And those who search, those who look, those who are wrong, they will find, they will be right, they will find what they are looking for. Horses teach us to be small. Horses teach us to sacrifice, to make a sacrifice of our plans, of our thoughts about ourselves, of who we thought we are. They teach us this sacrifice. And when we make this sacrifice, when we let go of who we thought we were, when we let go of what we planned in our dream book, last time Queen Anna, Queen Margaret, Queen Barbara, Queen Andrea checked in their dream book, it was totally different training. But the horse today says, hello, reality major check in. We are in a different place. How you adapt? Are you angry? Are you having hot tears? Are you having heavy chest? Are you close to getting heart attack because people are watching and your horse is nipping you, because people are watching and your horse is still pulling the bit out from your hands? Are you able to sacrifice who you think you are, who you think people see you as? Are you able to be small for your horse to guide you? And I promise you, horses are very magical. The moment we sacrifice our pride, our plans, our patterns, they are able to help us to achieve the greatness. They help us to pass our boundaries and to become someone really great, really, really huge, really, really great. But this can only happen when we make ourselves really small, really non-important, not important. and really funny. So I hope that you had a lot of fun during this webinar. The next weeks, I hope to meet with you every Sunday, and my plan is to discuss in detail with you all these hot potatoes, things that keep us from growing, things that make us stop, especially in the times of stress and anxiety, when we are less aware, when we are more prone to get gluey, get sticky to our faults, to the traces of our character, like vanity, pride, anxiety, sticking to patterns, not looking into our own preparation, our own relaxation, preferring to speak about our others and our horses and not about ourselves. So I am going in the following weeks to give seminars about it, that we will speak in detail about that. And on every seminar, I will be giving a little technique that will help you to deal better, to solve a given issue. And I hope that it will support you to grow. So let me know now how you enjoyed it. You can write in the comments, maybe it will be better. So not many people are speaking, you know, at the same time. So Judy says, thank you, Anna. Someone, Ines says, loved it. Wow, thank you, Anna. Sibyl says, that was great and perfect timing. Olga says, thank you. Gergione, I hope that I pronounce it correctly. If I make any mistakes, just laugh at me, because I am small. I know only English. Sorry, I am really not talented linguistically, so you have to bear with me. My student Julie Kelly sometimes cannot understand when I ask her for green tea, so you can imagine how bad my English is, not to mention other languages. So Gerione says, you made me smile so often during this webinar. Fantastic, that was the goal, because we can grow only through laughter, through happiness. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to grow through like negative sacrifice, that I will be very, you know, when there are these Facebook groups, people are 99% of the posts are my horse and myself, please don't criticize me, we are just starting. There is a lack of fun. No one is saying, hey, today we tried Piaffer, but it looked more like backing up. Can you laugh with us? We are so serious. Christelle says, thank you so much. Sabrina says, thank you very much. Angela, wonderful. Thank you, Anna. Christelle says, I feel small and happy to follow you. Fantastic. And I feel so small to guide you. So we will get far together. Absolutely. Georgina says, thank you for giving so generously. You are welcome. Turit says, thank you. Interesting as always. Judy says, you are totally talented linguistically. Yes, of course. I can you know, I can teach people up to Grand Prix, but I cannot ask my student to make me green tea, because she doesn't understand. That says a lot about my linguistic skills. Simonetta says, thank you very much. It's a hard G, so Gerione. Perfect, that was my intuition. Charlie says, what a great clarity and beautiful call to responsibility. Thank you, I need to leave. Thank you for being here with us. Jessica says, fantastic, thank you, definitely related to so many of these hot potatoes. I am so happy. Vicky says, thank you for your continuous support for us humans while we are learn better from our horses. I hope you can send me a link, as I was unable to hear from the beginning. Yes, I will send links to all of you. Thank you. Sandra says, thank you. A very interesting eye-opener. cannot wait, I think, for the next meeting. Christian says, you are fully true. Alice says, perfect time for me to hear it. Thank you. Rachel says, I could picture myself in several of your topics. Absolutely. I cannot wait to change and learn better techniques. Susanna says, thank you, amazing, got so many chills. I feel like you were talking straight to me. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you caught me red-handed, Zuza. You are my greatest inspiration. No, I am joking. I was, of course, speaking about many of my students, all of you, and no one particularly. Don't feel special. Don't get trapped into this. You are not special. You are very small. I was not speaking about you. Yes, to follow our the line of our webinar. I was laughing and smiling, loved it, and I was thinking all the time that I love you. I love you too, of course, my little angel, and that you share so much with us. Sarah says, thank you, Anna, it's wonderful. I love listening to you. It's always light and happy, very excited to join next seminars. Thank you, I am so excited and happy to be meeting you. Kirsten says, so please stay with me. I will be reading on. If you have questions, keep on posting. I am reading quite quickly, so we will get there. Thank you a lot. I have tears in my eyes and I feel super light, wonderful feeling. Perfect. Mila says, thank you, Anna. It's interesting how the truth is always similar when it's the actual truth. That way you can read and listen to different masters in any subject, and in connecting story always seems the same. Absolutely, yes, because the reality want us to experience it from as many perspectives as possible. This is the base of the oldest philosophical theory, philosophical school there is. It's called Advaita. It is Indian old philosophy that says that the unity divided into two, so it can better observe and experience itself to achieve even better fullness. And if you look into that, we have Advaita, Ita with E, and from that we have for example, we have traces of that in many religions. I believe that from that, of course, many, if you are like a biblical expert, maybe you will disagree. This is just my humble personal opinion, and I am really small. I am really no one, so don't get upset if you think differently. This is where we got Adam and Eve, Advaita. So the unity divided into whole, so it can experience itself better. And you can see Adam and Eve, they created so much mess, and here we are, yeah, dealing with evil and experiencing good every day. Someone says, you seem so young to be so wise. Thank you, I take it as a compliment, but maybe it's just my good genetics, you know. I am not that young, but I am happy that I appear so young. Thank you. Great, Anna, can you please talk more of how an owner can be the cause of the horse having laminitis, just be their own health? Absolutely, yes. It is possible, Jenny, because we are connected through the net of tensions, and these tensions extend beneath the external, the body. So imagine that we are all like kind of moving in a very slow, if you saw Lord of the Ring, no, Hobbit, yes, they were, or I don't know. So but the Tolkien story that the dwarfs were moving through the magic forest, Elvian forest, and they met all these gigantic spiders, and they were making all these nets. So imagine that we are on everyday basis, we are moving in some sort of this thick net, thick like spider net, that your physical tensions in your body are not only existing in your body per se as it is, but they are also spreading. The further someone is from you, the less they affect him directly, but generally that your personal tensions are extended beneath the existence of your body and are existing in the invisible space between you and others, and this is how they are directly affecting others. So this is like kind of the energetical net of tensions and relaxations that is very dynamic, that we are connected to one another. And we have many bodies. We have the physical body, we have the astral body, we have the mental body, we have the higher body. There are many, many bodies, but the interference between our bodies and other bodies is happening on all these planes. So on the mental body, astral body, physical body, emotional body, higher body, all these bodies, we are like interfering with one another. And as much as your energy can affect someone's astral body, energetical body, they are also affecting their physical bodies as well. So just enough that you can imagine that you are about to spend night in a tent with someone that you really hate, or that you are going to have a training with someone that you really don't like. You will, after such a training or such a night in a tent, probably you will get extremely tense. And this is how the tensions spread. So it's not necessarily your response to that person, or just because this person is simply tense. And this is how his tensions are spreading onto your body. And our body is firstly like getting tense on the physical level, and from the physical level your organs start to understand what is the current situation with your body. So kind of like your brain understands what is the current situation around you by the senses, but your organs understand what is the situation around you through the tension, physical tension of the muscles in your body. So if you are tense and you are meeting your horse, you are wanting or not wanting it, even if you are biomechanical movement, straightening, positive therapy expert, energetical Reiki master 4th level, yoga teacher and life coach, if you come tense to your horse, you are effectively spreading your physical tensions onto your horse's body physical tensions, and from that your horse's organs get the perception that we are in some sort of a tense environment, and so it's better to shrink. Of course, when they shrink, these tensions spread through fascia, through the whole body. But the point is that as soon as your horse starts to tense his digestive tract, more toxins are kept because the hind gut doesn't work as it should, the digestion doesn't work as it should, so the food is moving slower or quicker depending on individual horse, but a lot of tension is happening. Toxins are released to the bloodstream in case of slower digestion. Not enough nutrients are absorbed by the body in case of too fast digestive tract movements, and your horse can get laminitis out of that. And this has been experience of my students directly, even up to a point that one lady was measuring cortisol level from her horse's pee when she was and the horse were practicing relaxation techniques of my classes, that the cortisol level was dropping and his laminitis was getting better. She was practicing relaxation with her horse, so of course from her perception she was training her horse. But if you listened to the so I cannot be angry part of our webinar, now you understand that when you teach your horse relaxation, you are focusing on relaxation. Your higher self, your divine particle, higher self, soul, or however you call it, understands that you want more relaxation. So it changes your future moment, your future directly, in such a way that it has more relaxation. So ultimately your horse also gets more relaxation. So I hope that I answered your question. Let me know in the comments. Romina says, amazing, Anna, happy that I managed to listen and watch, and I laughed and smiled when I recognized myself from time to time while you were holding the mirror for all of us, learning and evolving human beings. We are all evolving, and I will tell you even more. We are here not to evolve individually, but we are here to evolve as a collective. So I cannot move forward if you cannot move forward. I am holding mirror as much for myself as for yourself. We need to move as a group forward, and only then we will move forward. Sonia says, thank you, dziękuję, bardzo proszę. Tanya says, wonderful, it was heart-touching and eye-opening, absolutely. Marina says, thank you so much, so many truths, loved it. Magdalena says, very interesting and a lot of things to think over. Recording will be available, and I really hope that you will be coming back to this discussion. Birgit says, lovely, I like your hot potatoes, thanks, you are very welcome. Patty Fair says, really interesting, why do you think we self-sabotage ourselves so easily? This is because sometimes we deeply believe that we can grow only through suffering, that we have to really, that the growth, you know, it is planted in us since the childhood, since the very beginning, through the sayings, quotes, things that our parents passed to us, no pain, no gain. If you don't really try, if you don't work hard, you will not achieve what you want. Sweat and tears are the road to heaven. We need to suffer. Sometimes it is like this deep conviction that we have to really pull our sleeves up and work ourselves till death to achieve something. And then as soon as it starts to get easy, we are scared. I was speaking about it recently with my OPP Pro students. One of them, that also sometimes we are so used to having problems by programming our reality into problems, that when from time to time we have this sparkle of support and lightness and success, we feel puzzled. We don't know how to deal with that. Me, successful, oh no, I don't know, I am not experienced, please take it away, take it back. So it's best to practice everything that I was speaking about today really by heart, and then you will become more comfortable as a successful human being and as a not sabotaging yourself human being, horse owner, and then you will see that gradually you will be releasing all these patterns, and you will, most importantly, you will be able to reprogram your reality for the better. Julie says, always so many light bulb moments from you, loved it, thank you. Katia says, thank you, so happy to be able to listen to all of you, to all of that, my pleasure. Ivana says, thank you, Anna, so much. You actually were sent to me by fate. I really needed to hear this today. I am so happy to hear that. I can't wait for the next time. Redmi says, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good reminder. Maria says, thank you. And then in Polish, thank you. Thanks to you, I finally understood what is the reason that I have so many problems to relax during the riding. Everything stops working. When someone watches me, it will be hard, but I know what to work on Thank you very much. Thank you, Maria. And I hope that you can make yourself small and funny. Don't be afraid to bounce in the saddle. Don't be afraid to look stupid. Remember, this is how we grow. Remember, this is how we can grow and make progression. Clara says, thank you, Anna. It's always amazing, absolutely relatable and pushing us to become better humans and horse owners. You are welcome, my Queen Clara, and I hope that you could relate and make fun and laugh, because we don't have to cry and you know, no growth and no progression was made through, you know, being sad. This is a false conviction. We kick it out through the window. Thank you, Anna. Do you feel special as a teacher? Absolutely not. Many times I feel absolutely ridiculous, and many times I do totally stupid things with my students. Maybe my teacher, no, my students can, some of them are here, maybe some of them can say how they perceive me as a teacher when I teach. I don't feel special at all. Maybe sometimes, but then I slap myself in the face, and then I am back to the, you know, I get my ducks in the row, as they say. Susanna says, yes, I want to feel really small, and it's great. It feels much lighter. Absolutely. Remember that by being not important, you can change much quicker, because no one is looking at you under the magnifying glass, like observing you all the time. So you can actually go to the shower and come back being totally new self, and no one will even notice, and you will not have to, and you will not have to explain yourself. Rachel says, I thought I was going to get through so many training courses this year, and by worrying consciously and subconsciously, I have only taken 2 courses. I need to learn to not have a timeline and to not worry about how fast or slow my horses and I are going. Very well, you know, sometimes you don't have to learn a lot, you know, sometimes it's enough to do one thing, but to really do it well. It's not about how much you do. This is also like sort of vanity. How many courses? Yeah, this year I did 10 courses. I feel better than a friend who did only half of the course, but maybe this half of the course was better, or she went through that really better. So whenever you set a plan, like I want to do hundreds of thousands of courses, ask yourself why. Who wants to do it? The Queen Rachel? Queen Rachel wants to take 10 courses this year to feel better, to put into her resume, to put into her Facebook, to be admired, applaud, well done. Ask yourself. Maria says, thank you for the hot potatoes. Good to think about them all, and where we are in each potato. We'll tune in again next week for some deeper insights. Yes, now we are going to go, next week we are going to go through them in detail, and I promise to give you a good technique for all of them. Maybe it will be equally as much laughing as laughing through the tears, because ungluing this, you know, taking these hot potatoes from your hands, of course they are hot, so you are juggling, you want them, you want to give them away, but they are yours. So it's always a little bit hurting when someone takes them away. Gerione says, I feel like my thoughts, assumptions are blocking reality from changing. So thank you for pointing that out. I guess that's why body mark is not improving much these weeks. Yes, this is also, you know, this is also this, you know, vanity. I do body mark, it should work. Why it's not working for me? Why body mark? I paid so much. I paid so much. It should already bring all these changes. Vanity, vanity. You see, just do everything lightly, do it for fun, do it just to feel a little bit better, like a child, you know. I will do body mark, I sacrifice my all assumptions, I do body mark, and I will see where it guides me. Not I do body mark because I want to feel better, because I have such a pain in the back, I want to let go of this pain. Quickly, I do body mark. Why it's not working? Anna, Pavel, please help me. Why it's not working? It's not working. Maybe I do something wrong. Yes, you care too much. Stop it. Just do it for fun. Just do it lightly, and you will see the magical doors to the total relaxation will open effortlessly, and you will see that they actually were opened all the time. And you didn't have to push through these open doors at all. Then Jenny says, thanks, never seen it as that, but very interesting. You're very welcome. Sibyl says, just had a conversation about giving away my power when I'm with a professional, even when I am certain of my point of view. You know, there are two things. You know, sometimes we need to make things happen. Sometimes, for example, you are leading a class with some other professional and you know that he's wrong, you know that this is not right, this is not true. Your whole body, your whole core, your guts are saying this is wrong. And then you are absolutely responsible to fight for the goodness, for the well-being of the students. You need to deliver the right information. But sometimes, you know, the gain, the prize, the case is not that important, you know. Sometimes someone comes or there is a discussion panel and it's just better to sit and be quiet and to listen what others have to say, because it's maybe your vanity by the microphone that says, I am right, I am correct. So to know the right, when to know, when to push effective leadership, when you are responsible for bringing the things to the end, and to take care of your students, to take care of your family, of your child, that this doctor will not give you this vaccination, or maybe on the contrary, you will vaccinate your child for that or this or that. And when it's not important, no child is shaking by the doctor's office and you are just with someone else watching a documentary about vaccination, and it doesn't mean that you have to start a second world war in front of TV, because everyone can have their own opinion. And I will tell you even more, they can be totally right, because maybe for this person and their personal gain and safety of their family, they need to fight to vaccinate their children or horses. And for the other party, the best option is to not do that. And you have to be flexible enough to really agree for that and to assume that the truth depends on where you sit, that your truth is not divine truth. Everyone has their own truth, in the same way as everyone has their own something else. I don't want to swear here, but that's the truth. Then Annie says, thank you, so happy to be here. I'm happy that you are with us. Valentina says, thank you so much, feeling happy, happily small right now. Also sending special small hugs for small Zuza. Absolutely. And Tom says, I have you to thank for finding a new and happy place with my horses that I never had before. I look forward to being with them every day. I used to try and avoid them so I would not feel discouraged. You are one in a lifetime inspiration. Thank you so much. I am so grateful that I can inspire you, because you inspire me greatly. I wouldn't be able to prepare for you this absolutely amazing list of hot potatoes if not for you. And for many times, if not for allowing me to see myself in you, Queen Anna. I think that we are all guilty. We are all very small. We are all inspiration to each other, and I am happy that we can connect in being inspiration to one another, and I can be this link, this small link that connects all of you, that we can grow collectively and evolve as a group, because this is the way to go. Let me know if there is any other question you want to ask. I will look through my notes if I have anything else. that I wanted to share, because I have a lot of notes. Some of the things I skipped from my list because I realized that the time is running and I didn't want it to be too long. But I want to end this webinar with very simple and very small, but hugely important thought for you. Horse training is very simple, unless you complicate it. So keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it positive, keep growing in all directions, keep yourself small, keep your, save your pride at home, you know, and I promise you that if you start doing everything that we discussed, at least during this 1 hour a day, when you are with your horse, I promise you that your life will start to change, and it will be changing in the most beautiful ways. And then I invite you totally to join me on my online classes if you enjoyed these changes and if you enjoyed what we've been talking about, and if you dare to put it into the practice, I invite you to do that. And then if you enjoy the fruits, to join me, to follow me, to become my student, so I can share with you even more of that. And I promise you that the abundance is waiting for you just behind the door. You just have to knock on that doors and walk through that. Thank you so much for meeting me today. Thank you for your presence. And thank you for being my little small participants on this little tiny seminar for the girl from Catalonia. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.